Very good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Something for the Weekend. About the 12th, is it, of September 2020. Hope you're all keeping well. It's been a gloriously sunny day today. It looks like the sunny weather's back with us, 21 degrees Celsius in England. Not sure what it's like over where you are, but long may it continue, nice and warm. Right, last week I mentioned the Yaesu FT-818. I thought I'd go right down the other end of the scale. I mentioned the little FT25s. The FT25 is a 2 metre only FM Yaesu transceiver. Very, very basic. There she be. No frills, FM only, 1/2 watt, 5 watt. Fully selectable. Comes complete with wall charger to plug into the base plinth. There's a radio. Obviously you get the battery pack, rechargeable battery as well, and the antenna. So all that lot for $59.95. They're available from stock, and I think we've got about 15-20 of them. So after they've gone, that's it. So the FT25E 2 metre handheld from Yaesu. Grab one while you can, and they really are built solidly, unlike a lot of the Chinese bits and pieces you see available. FT-4XE, I know I showed one of these off when they very first came out. These are excellent value, $64.95. A miniaturized transceiver. It really is small and compact. I really do like these. These are a favourite of mine. It reminds me of the VX1, 2 and 3 that Yaesu bought out years ago. But that really is a lovely piece of kit. Again, bog standard 2 and 77s, 5 watts output. Comes with the charger. Same as the FT25 really. Inline charger, UK adapter, and the charger to plug in the wall, which is also European, by the way. So if you want to use it when you go over to your favourite European country, you can do. So that's the FT-4XE, available from stock, $64.95. Just a bog standard 2 and 77 handheld. I think they're about 2 years old now. Let's just dive about a bit. Surecom inline SWR and power meter. These are for the 2 and 77 boys, because you'll note, show you that, you got nice fitted end types on it. Digital display, of course, as you can see. So that's a Surecom SW102N, 125 to 525 megahertz. And they're down at $49.95 now. I think they're 120 watts out, but yeah, 120 watts through that. You can mount it on the wall. It's a digital display, of course, with micro USB socket power input. And you select the modes through these 2 buttons. It comes with a little inline charger and the cable, so you don't even have to mess about looking at the looking in your shack for another micro USB charger. So that's a neat little package, and we've got lots of those in stock. That's the Surecom SW102 UV. The UV designates that it's got the N-type sockets on the sides. If you need to go to PL259 or BNC, then just look at our website. We do sell the adapters for it. Finally, on handhelds, the FT-70DE. This has been out for a few years now from Yaesu. It's the entry-level 2 metre FM and C4 FM hand portable. That's the box. Again, a rugged build as usual. Yaesu went over to this sort of type of manufacturer many years ago. I remember sitting in Yaesu's offices in Tokyo and saying, well, why is everything all so ruggedized? And they said, well, we want it to, you know, it's a field radio. You're going to be outside, possibly dropping the unit, and you don't want it all cheap and fragile. And they've continued this theme ever since. 5 watts output, 270 FM and C4 FM, and they're just $169.95. So it's a very cheap way of getting on digital FM with a Yaesu product. FT-70DE, and they're available from stock. Again, you get the charger, battery, whip and belt clip, as indeed you do with the others. Right, 2 mobiles. Next is the FTM-400XDE. Nice big display, full feature dual band transceiver with 270 SEMS, both frequencies up on the main display, built-in GPS, remote head of course, and that's the body of the transceiver. All that is heatsink, and that is the display. 3.5-inch colour touchscreen display. I mean, it really is huge. The advantage of the FTM-400XDE is that you've got GPS built in as standard, and you get all the remote cable unit for it, and there it is. That's the 2 units side by side. 50 watts, 25 watts and 5 watts selectable, and they're in stock at $419.95. Nice piece of kit. Most people use them at home, I must admit, but if you've got room to mount that in the car, and it has got a mounting thread, standard mounting hole there, so you can mount it anywhere in the vehicle. In fact, we did have a chap here a few weeks ago who had that mounted on his motorbike, which looked quite good, although they're not weatherproof, which I did point out to him, but he knew that. Okay, so that's the 400. The FTM-300 it's smaller and more compact brother, slightly newer in design. The advantage of this, it's got Bluetooth built in. Again, a remote front panel, and these are available from stock at $389.95. With a much smaller display, so if the display isn't overly important to you, or certainly if you're using it in the car, this is probably easier to actually mount because it is that much smaller, and yes, it comes with all the remote cable and everything to mount it. So that's the FTM-300, and they are, as I say, $389.95 in stock, including VAT, as all of them are. Yaesu also come with 3-year parts and labour warranty, which is rather splendid, so that is peace of mind, and I don't think any of our other manufacturers and suppliers actually offer that at the moment. Right, other news, big deliveries again of Yaesu on Friday last week. The IC705 is imminent. Probably by the time this video goes out, they'll have arrived, so they really are that quick, and I can see more orders coming in thick and fast. I just hope we've got enough to go around. But we've had deposits for these from the minute they were first leaked out, God knows how long ago. But Icom have actually got this out pretty quick, even despite the fact there's been a couple of months delay, but we know why or who to blame that on. Other news, FT-450D, as I mentioned last week, they are finished or finishing production. They're still coming through to us, so if you are considering a brilliant value HF transceiver, do consider the FT-450D. We have got a load of second-hand kit that arrived only yesterday. That won't be through the workshop and cleaned until Thursday afternoon, so I'm probably going to stick another bit of video onto the end of this one and clip it on for you, because we've got some really choice pieces of kit. Don't forget the shop and showroom, of course, is still open, or very much open. All the staff are back on site now, so please pop in. Any part exchange gear or kit that you want to sell, please bring it down, because we'd love to purchase it from you or take it as trade-in. Still recruiting. One more sales, guys, all we need. Engineers are all full. We have one more sales person to fill. So if you are looking at changing career from whatever you're selling now into selling something really interesting, then come and join the clan at ML&S. That's it for now. I'll probably pop another video on the end of this one, but thank you for watching and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Martin. We've come up this end of the showroom in order to do a quick look at the items on our used shelves. And we're going to start over here. We're next to our repeater GB3ML now on air. With the Icom ICR 8600, we've got 3 of them at the moment, which is very fortunate enough at the moment. All of them are boxed, all of them have their respective AD55 power supplies. In stock now, $21.99 every single one of them. Also want to mention, just up here, we've got the Yaesu SCU LAN 10. This, I think, is the first one of these used we've seen. This is Yaesu's remote control system for the FTDX101. Both the D and the MP will work with this. So if you have either one of those radios, you want to operate it remotely, that's what you're going to need to buy the SCU LAN 10, available on, we've got new stock as well in the used section at the moment. I'm going to briefly mention, as we mentioned, the 101, an SP101 there, the matching speaker. So if you've got an FTDX101D, of course that doesn't come with any speaker at all. So you could add a speaker to it, or if you've got the FTDX101MP, obviously that does come with the speaker inside the power supply. If you want to go to the other side of the radio, you have the complete lineup. That's a nice addition, just £99 boxed with the lead and the leaflet you get with it. Let's talk about this Kenwood TS890S. You know the 890, don't you? This is, of course, Kenwood's sort of hybrid. It's an SDR that drives screen. It's a traditional superhet that's at the back end that you actually listen to. 100 watts out. A world-renowned receiver, rated very highly by Sherwood Engineering. Boxed and complete. An absolute bargain price, I think, at $27.99. That is a fantastic price for what is such a popular radio at the moment. Let's move along. I'm going to briefly mention an FT1000 MP Mark V. This is obviously the 200 watt model. This one is collection preferred. We don't unfortunately have the box for this one. So it is collection preferred because it is a very weighty radio, but still loved by those who use them. It's the same architecture as you see in the Mark V Field. That was the 100 watts. This is the 200 watt with the external power supply. Now, I mentioned a 101 MP earlier when I was talking about that SCU LAN 10 and that SP101. Here is the radio itself. This is the FTDX 101 MP. So this is the 200 watt model. We do have the power supply speaker for it, but it's just not on display with it. It's tucked away underneath the shelving. This one, as you can see, it's still got that protective on the screen, so it really hasn't seen much use at all. So save yourself quite a bit of money actually. $37.49 gets you the 200 watt FTDX 101p. This one also has one of the filters installed. I can't remember off the top of my head which one it is, but it is on the website. Details are there on hamradio.co.uk/used. And while we're mentioning 101s, an FTDX 101D, we've got both of them at the moment. So if you don't need a 200 watt radio, maybe you're driving a linear amplifier, or maybe 100 watts is just enough for you, it certainly is for me, then this is the one you want. Of course, both the FTDX 101D and the 101 MP share the same receiver, or same receivers, rated top on the Sherwood Engineering list. And this one, again, a bargain, $27.99 gets you the 101D. Again, that's about £400 off what they are brand new. So save yourself saving, boxed and complete, micro manual, DC cable, everything with it that you would expect. I'm going to give this a brief mention up here. We have the complete Elecraft K3 lineup. So this is, of course, Elecraft's legendary K3. This is one of the early ones. It's K3, not a K3S, but it's still in lovely condition. Supplied as a package with the KPA 500 and the Cat 500 antenna tuner. As a complete package, you're getting yourself a 500 watt station for $36.99. That, again, if you're looking at power, you consider a K3 with the extras there versus a 101 MP, you're getting yourself 300 more watts for a cheaper price actually. But there we go. Moving on around the corner, I'm going to give this a quick mention, a KXPA 100. So if you have a KX3 or a KX2 or any other QRP radio that has an output power up to 10 watts, maybe on the waiting list for a 705, who knows, then this is a perfect tune if you want to get yourself 100 watts out. This is supplied with all the cables to interface to a KX3. So if you do have a KX3, this is going to come with the cables you need. If you're running any other radio, you will need to get yourself some cables in order to interface correctly. I know Elecraft do one specifically for the 817 or the 818, but if you've got a KX3, this is perfect. Talking of a KX3, there's one just sat there in the corner. So this is the KX3 from Elecraft. This is, of course, their 10 watt portable for HF and 6 meters. This one doesn't have the optional 4 or 2 meter transceiver module, so if you wanted to, you could always get one of those separately. It is supplied with the optional extra or better performing heatsink. It's also supplied with the microphone as well, which of course is an option on these, but not the CW paddle. There's not there, but it is with the, of course, all the cables you'd get with it as standard, and both the kit build options, the kit build manual rather, and the operation manual, as this one was originally purchased as a kit, but obviously our engineers have been over it and made sure it has been assembled correctly, and it's absolutely working as it should. £999 gets you the KX3. Moving round the corner, I'm going to mention that FT-818ND. So this is Yaesu's successor to the 817 and 817ND. 6 watts on HF, VHF and UHF. This is a completely as new unit in the box. I checked it over. Everything you get brand new is in there. So you've got the strap, you've got the world map, you've got the charger, the battery, the DC cable, the antenna, of course the microphone and manual as well. So £499 gets you what is renowned in its class as a QRP radio, and loved by many. Further, we're going to do just a few more items. I'm conscious this video is getting quite long. FT-857 just sat there, £625. So this is of course the bigger brother, if you want, to the 817 and the 818. 100 watts out on HF and 6 meters. It's 50 watts out on 2 meters. And 20 watts out on 77s. I run one of these in my own car with the ATAS. Speaking of an ATAS, I've got one of those as well. So if you want to go HF mobile, ATAS in stock at the moment as well, £199 on the ATAS mobile antenna system. Good for 40 meters through to 77s. You will need a duplexer though if you want to run both on the ATAS. We'll do three final items. IC 7100, we'll do that one next, £899. This is, of course, Icom's kind of competitor to the 857 in many ways. This one is boxed with the microphone, manual and DC cable, HF 6, 4, 2 and 70, in an excellent condition. That one, I think you'll agree when you look at that one. And final two, the Acom 1010. This is Acom's 700 watt valve amplifier for HF, loved by whoever owns an Acom. Always reports the fact they love them. If your antenna has an SWR of less than 3:1, you don't need to bother with a tuner, as you can just tune it on the plate and load, so you don't need to worry about that at all. Good for all of the HF bands. And finally, if you want some serious power at not that much more money, the Linear Amp UK Gemini HF 1K for a full kilowatt out on HF up to 6 meters as well. That one is boxed with the manual and everything you'd expect, and in stock at just under £2,000 at 1,999. That's all I've got time to go through on this video. Of course, the full list, which is updated daily, is available at hamradio.co.uk/used. If you see anything on there that you like and that we featured in the video, do buy it quickly. The items do tend to go quite quickly once the video goes out, so do buy quickly, but of course do keep checking back, because we do, as I say, update it every single day. You can always give us a call as well. If you've got anything that you'd like to trade in, you want a price on, give us a call. It's 0345 2300 599, and until next time, bye bye.